Hi, I'm Stephen Bailey. I'm here to say a few words about the 2020 Historic Motoring Awards. Cars have always fascinated me, but most lately they've fascinated me because it strikes me they are the last of the analogue machines. You know, in a motor car you get propelled by a series of more or less controlled explosions, and these are reined in by meshing cogs and friction materials and hydraulic pressure. It's a sort of crazy system, but the illogicality of it has stimulated designers to create the most extraordinary shapes. The language of car design is one of the richest design languages of all. It seems to me that, you know, if you've got an air-cooled flat twin, you might end up with something like a Citroën 2 Chevaux. If you have a V12 with 6 double-barrel Weber carburetors, you might end up with a Ferrari GTO. And you couldn't, you know, the two things don't work. One, what I said, the engines, the motive force, the heart, the soul of the machines stimulates genius on designers. But now these analog machines are going to be replaced by what are effectively mobile computers. And for me, you know, the soul and the art and the craft is going to leave car design. For over a century, designers have been able to use the motor vehicle not as a means of getting from A to B, but as a means of describing ideas of prestige, status, style, sex, fashion, whatever. Look at that historically. You know, the design performance of the motor car designers is at least as interesting and significant as the Baroque age in architecture and sculpture, and much, much more popular. If you want to understand modern beauty, don't look at modern art, look at the modern car.
Well, I started racing back in the 60s, can you believe? And had, a pretty successful career over about 45 years. And at an international level. But as time went by, it became very apparent to me that historic car racing or historic events weren't really that strong. I think it was due to the fact that there weren't that many cars in racing that you could possibly take out afterwards, take on a track and expect them to last 50 miles if they were driven very hard. Because I don't think we had the reliability then. Well, without a doubt, we didn't have the reliability then. But as the year progressed, obviously the cars that I raced during the 80s and 90s, the cars were so much stronger. And of course, there were more of them. So therefore, people could buy them, store them away, refurbish them, and then sort of bring them out to race. And of course, the racing program around the world for historic and classic cars has become massive. So nowadays, it is a wonderful series which is a major part of international motorsport. So I would recommend any of you that have got lovely old cars tucked away in the garage, or your father had one tuck away there, get it restored, work on it, and bring it out and go to club races. I mean, you don't have to go to an international level of historics like the Le Mans 24-Hour Classic, but you can go out and do some lovely events at a lot of the club events around Great Britain. And then on top of that, of course, we have the Historic Motoring Awards that I'm involved with, that Octane are behind, and we support all the clubs and the people that get out there and do this racing. So maybe we'll see you on the track one day.
Hi, my name's Jay Leno, and I'm a contributor and subscriber to Octane magazine. I'm here to talk about the Historic Motoring Awards for 2020. You know, this year, like everything else, it's being done virtually, but that doesn't make it any less exciting. Great cars, great categories, and of course, great people. Besides giving an award for lifetime achievement, we're going to be giving awards to apprentices as well. And this is what I find really exciting, because young people are really the future of this sport or this hobby, whatever you want to call it. You know, automobiles have become like paintings. They're being restored, they're being cherished, they're seen as art objects, which I find just fascinating. Colleges like McPherson College in America give a 4-year degree in automobile restoration. Your parents don't have to cry when they find out you want to be a mechanic. Now can they go, ooh, there's good money in that, isn't there? I mean, a lot of restorers make $100 or more an hour to restore these precious objects, and it's really exciting, and we're going to be honoring a lot of those young people. So stay tuned, watch the Historic Motoring Awards, because I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Thank you very much, Jay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Historic Motoring Awards 2020. Presented by Octane magazine. which I'm sure we can all agree is the most authoritative, the most gorgeous looking and the most passionate of all the classic car magazines that you can buy. So please do keep buying it. My name is James Elliott, I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Octane magazine, which is why I have the honour and the privilege of welcoming all of you this evening to this globally important award ceremony that celebrates not just the very best in the classic car industry, but also the very best in the classic car hobby. Now, I must admit that the format for this evening's event is not quite what we envisaged nearly a year ago when we sat down to plan out the big 10th anniversary award ceremony, but we all know what happened since then. Weirdly, it's actually, we think, thrown up a couple of benefits. One is that it's allowed us to introduce some new awards, particularly focusing on some of the individuals within our hobby, and especially at the younger generation who will carry the torch forward for future generations. Although I do hope we never have cause again to award a lockdown initiative trophy. The second big benefit is, for the first time, it allows us to welcome all of you to the R Award ceremony. So welcome, thank you for taking the trouble to come, and I hope you enjoy it. Another first for 2020, which has been allowed by that format change, is that you will be able to vote live for your car of the year during the ceremony. All you've got to do is click on the link, go to the Historic Motoring Awards website, cast your vote for your favourite and cross your fingers. It's a bit like the X Factor, except we won't charge you for the privilege, and also we will give you plenty of notice before voting closes. I would also like to thank our judges, who had the immense task of taking down an incredible shortlist and making winners for each of our awards. I know how difficult it must have been for them, which is reflective of the sheer high standard of the entries. So everyone mentioned this evening, whether you've won or not, can be immensely proud of themselves. I'd also like to thank our sponsors. These are 21 Gun Salute, Autocave, Immunage, EMM London and QuickFit SBS. Our eternal thanks to these guys who embraced our ideas and our concept for holding this award ceremony virtually, and it's largely thanks to them that we're able to hold it this evening and that you were able to join us. And that's quite enough of me. I'm sure we can all agree. My final duty, therefore, is to hand us over to our wonderful host for the evening, the brilliant racing driver, broadcaster and motoring journalist, Amanda Stratton. Over to you, Amanda. Cheers.
Thank you, James, and a very warm welcome to all of you to the Historic Motoring Awards 2020. And as James said, it has been an unusual year indeed. Now, as many of you know, I actually started my career in the historic motor racing world many years ago, and I remember winning my first award in around 1997, and I also remember just how much it meant to me. But now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's move on with the show and find out who the winners are in the Historic Motoring Awards 2020. Now, we've got 14 categories this year, which the eagle-eyed amongst you will know is less than usual, but due to not being able to run many of the events or concours, these categories have had to be removed. But we do have a few new ones though, so remember to look out for those. Now, on to our first award of the evening, which is for the publication of the year, and this is sponsored by Horton's Books. Now, historic car enthusiasts are never short of something to read or watch, with new books and films appearing every month. And for this award, the judges were looking for something truly outstanding: a book, a film, a TV series or a DVD published or released in the last 12 months. And the first shortlist of the evening looks like this.
Ballot, Daniel Cabart and Gautam Sen. Published by Dalton Watson. The Aston Martin V8 1969-2000, Russell Hayes, published by Palawan Press. Weekend Heroes 2, Tony Adriansons, published by Corsa Research. Shadow, The Magnificent Machines of a Man of Mystery, Pete Lyons, published by Evro. The Lamborghini Miura, edited by John Presnell, published by Kidston SA.
And the first winner of the Historic Motoring Awards 2020 and the winner of the Publication of the Year is Weekend Heroes 2.
Our judges were bowled over by the authority and aesthetics of this definitive 3-volume work on sports car racing in the Western USA in the 1950s.
So congratulations to Weekend Heroes 2. Now, our second award of the evening goes to the museum or the collection of the year. And all around the world, you'll find museums, sometimes in the most unlikely places. Now, the judges were looking for the museum or collection. It could be a new one or a revitalised facility. It could be a manufacturer's heritage fleet or, in fact, privately owned collection, so long as it was accessible to the public, that has really stood out, or one that has done a great deal to preserve a certain car or cars, or to educate enthusiasts and newcomers to the movement, or simply to help ensure the survival of skills that are, of course, invaluable for those in the historic car industry. And the shortlist looks like this.
Before we take a look at the shortlist, Amanda, here's a quick video from our sponsor for this category, Autocave.
Autocave will design and build your dream collection destination. Provide a safe space. A world completely bespoke for you. A new generation in private car storage for collectors and collections, whether under your home, garden or driveway. Autocave, bringing your collection home.
Auto World, Brussels. The Peterson Museum. Brooklands Museum. The Mercedes-Benz Museum. Sammy Miller Motorcycle Museum. Auto and Technic Museum, Sinsheim.
And the winner is the Peterson Museum.
Never resting on its laurels, this trailblazing facility continues to hold globally important exhibitions, but really set itself apart during lockdown with a range of activities that culminated in the amazing virtual Peterson Car Week.
The third award of the evening is a new one for 2020, and hopefully it's only going to be with us for this year. It is, of course, the award for the Lockdown Initiative 2020. Now, this award is sponsored by Immunage, and here is a short video from them. Now, many of you came up with fantastic ways to keep the industry alive and thriving during lockdown, and this category is a celebration of all your achievements. The shortlist of the Lockdown Initiative 2020 is
Le Mans. Tim Lazell and Goodwood Road Racing Club. Revs Limiter. Concours Virtual. Le Mans Classic, Peter Auto. Peterson Car Week. The Mercedes-Benz Museum. Isolation Island Concours d'Elegance.
And so the winner of the 2020 Lockdown Initiative is Revs Limiter.
A massive lockdown success story, masterminded by artist and vicar Reverend Adam Gompertz. Revs Limiter has grown a Facebook community of nearly 6,000 from scratch and built an impressive and still growing programme of events.
Now, our fourth category of the evening is the Vantage Award. Now, it's the third year that the Vantage Award has been running, and it celebrates an individual that has made an outstanding contribution to the world of Aston Martin. The judges were looking for somebody that not only champions the brand, but lives and breathes it and has made it what it is today. Let's see who made it onto the shortlist.
Darren Turner, Dylan Miles, Guy Wiles, Kees Wiesenveld, John McGurk.
And the winner of the Vantage Award is Darren Turner. Well done to you.
With a career encompassing everything from F1 test driver to British touring cars, this popular and friendly racer, famed for his factory Aston drives at Le Mans, is a fine choice for this prestigious award.
Now we're moving on to the Specialist of the Year, and this is sponsored by QuickFit. Here's a short video from them. The whole international historic motoring movement is of course kept alive by the enthusiasm and passion of car owners and the skill and hard work of thousands of specialists across the globe. Now these specialists could of course be restorers, engine or race preparation experts involved in any of the myriad of elements involved within it. But one thing is for sure, without them we would all struggle to keep our cars moving and looking great. Now we've got some fantastic specialists on the shortlist, so let's find out who they are.
Art Curial, Lamborghini Polo Storico, E-Type UK, FCA Heritage, Longston Tyres, JF Stanley & Co.
Well, the winner of the Specialist of the Year is Art Curial.
This French auction house's car department has put both its international experience and patriotic nature to good use in building up a series of world-class events, including sales of Retromobile and the Le Mans Classic.
Now next up we've got the award for the Industry Supporter of the Year. Now the outside world, in the form of companies, organisations, institutions or individuals whose core business lies away from the international historic car industry, make a major contribution to our world. Now that contribution comes in many forms, including discounted products or services for the owners of historic cars, the sharing of facilities or skills, or sponsorship or patronage of events. So let's take a look at who our industry's biggest supporters are.
Haggerty, EFG, A. Lang & Sona, Immunage, Richard Mill.
Well, what a great list. But who is the winner? Well, I can reveal that the winner of the Industry Supporter of the Year is Richard Mill.
What most impressed our panel of judges was the manner in which this prestigious watchmaker helps key events to launch and flourish, with particular emphasis on its backing of the Young Talent Academy for drivers and entering an all-female equipe in the 2020 Le Mans 24 Hours.
Well, we now find ourselves at the halfway point of the evening, which feels like a great time to remind you that if you haven't already cast your vote for Car of the Year, then please do so as soon as possible, because voting is going to close soon and I would hate for you to miss out. Now on to another new category for 2020, the Apprentice of the Year, which was open to apprentices within specialist businesses in the classic car world, or the schemes and bodies that are helping to train the next generation. I think it's really important that we recognise all of those who start their classic car journey and those that's going to keep it alive for many years to come. So who has made it onto the shortlist? Well, let's take a look.
Harry Raphael Hazel, Classic Motor Cars. Billy Strutt, P&A Wood. Max Payne, Hillier Hill. Jack Dormer, Gentry Restorations. Zach White, AJ Glue. Oliver Taylor Lane, Classic Performance Engineering.
And so the winner of the Apprentice of the Year is Billy Strutt from P&A Wood. Well done to you, and what a fantastic achievement.
Billy joined world-renowned Rolls-Royce and Bentley specialist P&A Wood in 2017, primarily working in the post-war department. Working with an experienced team and the heritage skills, his passion for cars shows in the work he does, and he's become a great asset to the P&A Wood team.
And now, following on from the Apprentice of the Year, we've now got the Rising Star Award. Now this award is for the young Turks and the old dogs who are learning new tricks alike, and it recognises the person, the business, or the scheme that through dedication and innovation has most come to the fore of the historic motoring world over the past year. Now this award honours the people who are now shaping the future of the past, as this precious baton is passed on. And the finalists are revealed now.
Merlin McCormack, Duke of London. Alicia White, Club des Autos. Charlotte Vowden. George and Jimmy Howson, Petroleum & Co. Ben Stinson, Classic Motor Hub. Rory Henderson, Henderson Fellows.
And the winner of the Rising Star Award for 2020 is Charlotte Vowden. Congratulations!
Our panel of experts was deeply moved by Charlotte's emotional story that sadly started with the loss of her grandfather. On inheriting his MGA Roadster, she embraces the old car world in many ways, including helping to launch the Driven Collective, a group representing females in all areas of the industry.
Before we move on to our next award, I just wanted to let you know that voting has now closed for the Car of the Year, and we're going to be announcing the winner at the end of the show, so there isn't long to wait. But now we move on to the award for the Classic Car Ambassador of the Year, which is another of our new categories for 2020. Now the nominees in this category were received from readers and enthusiasts following a social media campaign, and it recognises an individual or business from the classic car industry that has embodied the values of the hobby and upheld or improved the standing of it via their passion, professionalism, integrity, dedication, and just going the extra mile. But who is in the running? Well, let's take a look at the shortlist.
Tom Hartley Sr. Reverend Adam Gompertz. Tony O'Keefe. William Loughran. McKeel Haggerty.
A fantastic lineup, I'm sure you'll agree. But the winner of the Classic Car Ambassador of the Year is McKeel Haggerty. Well done to you.
This tireless enthusiast of, and advocate for, classic cars steered the family insurance firm towards classics, has been a judge at Pebble Beach, set up a venture capital firm, created the Historic Vehicles Association, and embarked on multiple other ventures.
The next award is for the Personal Achievement of the Year, which, as the name suggests, recognises the individuals who have made a huge impact on the industry, especially over the last 12 months, which have been a particularly difficult time. So, who is on the shortlist?
Daniel Gagan, Bicester Motion. Peter Mullin, The Mullin Museum. Mark Perkins, Historics. Phil McGovern, Caffeine and Machine. Sammy Miller Motorcycle Museum.
Another great lineup, I'm sure you will agree, but let's find out who the winner is. I am delighted to announce that the winner of the Personal Achievement Award for 2020 is Sammy Miller.
A firm favourite with our panel, Sammy Miller's life boasts a trail of motorcycle championships and establishing a wonderful eponymous museum in the New Forest. But it's for the recent completion of a 10,000 square foot two-storey extension to that museum that he's honoured this year.
We are rumbling on and we now find ourselves at the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, unlike our other awards throughout the evening, this one is not self-nominated, but rather the esteemed editorial team of Octane selects somebody that has made a significant and sustained contribution to the historic motoring movement. Here to tell us about this year's recipient is Robert Kuchar, International Editor of Octane.
Here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to award the Lifetime Achievement Award to none other than Lady Susie Moss. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Gosh, what can I say? I had the best job in the world.
You certainly have a very busy one.
Best husband in the world, best
Yes.
job in the world.
Fantastic.
And now I've got an honour for
Yeah.
doing what I love doing.
Wonderful. Well, you really deserve it. I mean, everybody knows you. You know everybody. You know every single racing driver. And it's been fantastic to watch you and Sterling be so effective and to push the historic and classic car hobby as well into the public domain. It's been brilliant.
It was lovely work.
Yeah.
And we were always together, so that made it not always easy.
No.
Not
sure
always easy, but just the best job in the world.
But you were very good at managing him, and you were very, I must say, you were very professional, because every time I came to interview Sir Sterling for his column in the magazine, you would, he would say, oh, I've got my diaries and I've got my lovely cuttings and all his scrapbooks, and more often than not, he wouldn't even bother to get the diary out. He just shot down to you in the office, Susie, what's this, this is this, and you'd shot straight back and give him the answer. You had all these facts in your head. It's amazing. How did you remember all this? You must have just absorbed it.
Given 40-some years, you just sort of take it in.
Amazing. Well, a lot to take in. And the Hewland gearbox, you never changed the ratios on the Hewland gearbox, did you?
Yes, I did.
Well done. In America?
Absolutely. I think we were in Nassau, I think. He said they allowed a driver and a mechanic on the pay list. Mm-hmm. And he said, if you want to come with me, you better learn how to change my gear ratios.
And you did?
I did.
Literally?
Yeah.
Fantastic. What fun. But you must have been quite intimidated driving with him. Did you ever drive, I mean, in your smart car and the Mercedes SLs you had,
yeah.
Would he ever let you drive, or was he a bit sort of old school?
Oh, he would, but it was much easier if he was busy.
Mm.
If he was doing his notes and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't paying so much attention to me. When he'd start looking up, that was much more problematic. What are you doing? Why did you let him go through there? Now, there's another lane here, you could be doing that.
Because I remember once I did drive with the two of you, and he was driving, and it was quite an experience in London. It was very
Yes.
busy, but he knew every lane and every sort of
yes. Yeah.
shortcut.
Where there's space,
Yes.
I said to him, sometimes I don't think this is a lane. He says it's wide enough for a car, so what's the problem?
What fun. Well, what a team you were. Huh? Fantastic. And honestly, it was great for us at Octane magazine to have the experience talking to you and Sterling and watching how clever you were at running Sterling Moss Limited. And every time I came and interviewed you, always at the end of the interview, and as I was walking out the door, you brought on a lovely envelope, a nice letterhead, and gave me the invoice there and then. Impressive. I thought, that's very professional.
A girl's got to do her job.
That's right, and you did.
But it was lovely, and it was lovely being at the beginning of Octane and
thank you.
working together with all of you, and watch how it blossomed.
Well, that's us, but more important, it's all about you. And the support we've had and the unanimous decision to have you as our Lifetime Achievement Award for 2020, everyone is right behind you and everyone sends their best. And it's lovely to see you and lovely to have you again operating and to come see you at Shepherd Street. And congratulations on the award. Very, very well deserved and brilliant.
Thank you. I get an award for having the best job in the world.
Well, you did very well.
Many, many congratulations, Lady Susie. A very worthy winner. I'm sure you will all agree. Our next category of the evening is for the Bespoke Car of the Year. This is sponsored by EMM London, and here's a video from them.
Good evening. I'm Richard Hawken from M London. M London is the ultimate collector car private office. We know that managing a car collection can be very timely. We give you time back by creating all of the services you need from a one-stop shop here at M London. We offer investors and collectors a suite of 25 different products, all tailored bespokely for their collector car needs. Some of those products include storage, transportation, international supercar sales, collections management, track days with ARDS instruction and events. You can see a whole host of our 25 services at m.london.
Now, the golden age of coach building may be far behind us, but a number of manufacturers and specialists remain committed to the idea of the bespoke car. When off the peg just simply won't do, these companies are commissioned to create cars that are unique in appearance and specification, cars that stand out even in the most distinguished automotive company. The winner of this category will be a car that best honours the tradition of bespoke and continuation coach building, so let's take a look at the shortlist.
Mini Remastered, David Brown Automotive. Sega Ferrari 250 TR, David Cook, Neil Twyman. Aris Panther, Aris Design. Aston Martin Vanquish 25, Ian Callum. Eagle Lightweight GT, Eagle E-Types. Rolls-Royce Dawn Silver Bullet Speedster. Bentley Baccarat.
What a great selection of amazing cars. So I'll now hand over to the team at EMM and they can reveal the winner.
Hello, it's Richard from M London again. Just thought I'd say why we sponsored the Bespoke Car of the Year for 2020. It includes a number of the marques that we deal with. So when Octane offered us the opportunity to sponsor this award, we thought it fit rather well with what we do. But there can only be one winner. And the winner of the Bespoke Car of the Year 2020 is the Eagle E-Type GT. So well done to Eagle E-Types. A very big congratulations from M London.
The Lightweight GT is the latest uprated Jaguar E-Type from Eagle and offers a bewitching low-drag shape powered by an intoxicating all-aluminium 4.7-litre straight six with triple Weber carburetors. The judges also wish to highly commend two entrants in this category. They are the Sega Ferrari 250 TR by David Cook and Neil Twyman and the Aston Martin Vanquish 25 by Ian Callum.
And next up we move on to the Restoration of the Year, which is the penultimate award for this year, and it's sponsored by 21 Gun Salute. Let's hear from them. Now, without the availability and creativity of restorers and the dedication of the owners, of course, a great many cars would be lost forever. A truly great restoration requires a combination of in-depth research, historical knowledge, sensitivity, and a huge range of technical skills, and often more than just a little ingenuity. For this award, the judges were looking for the highest conceivable level of workmanship applied to a vehicle of historical significance or importance. And our finalists are revealed now.
Land Rover pre-production prototype number 7, JLR Classic. Aston Martin DB4 SII, Thornley Kellam. Audi Type R Imperator, Audi. Vauxhall 3098, Piers Trevelyan. 1911 De Dion lorry, Nick Pellet. BMW 328 Millimilia, Tom Fisher.
And the winner of the Restoration of the Year is the Vauxhall by Piers Trevelyan.
Of all the impressive shortlist for this award, Piers Trevelyan's restoration of a 1921 Vauxhall 3098 E-Type Velox is by far the most individual effort and personal story. That, and his conspicuous dedication, charmed our judges.
And here we are, the final award of the night. It is the Car of the Year. And as you know, for this category, the judges could sit back and relax because the winner has been chosen by you, our readers of Octane magazine, who have voted in their thousands in the run-up to and during this evening. So let's remind ourselves of the nominees.
Ferrari 330 GTS Spider, London Concours winner. Bertone Stratos Zero. Mercedes-Benz SSKL Recreation. Porsche 930 GTX. Ferrari 250 GTE Police Car. Land Rover Series I Oxford 1955-56 Oxford-Cambridge Expedition. Nissan Skyline R32 GTR, Godzilla. Alfa Romeo 6C 1750 Racer, ex Mussolini. McLaren F1 GTR, 1995 Le Mans winner. 1907 Peking Paris Itala.
So I'm sure, like me, you are dying to know who has won. And for the final time tonight, I can reveal that the winner of the 2020 Car of the Year is the Land Rover Series 1. So many congratulations, what a fabulous car and what a worthy winner. Well, that wraps up the Historic Motoring Awards for 2020. I do hope you've enjoyed the evening as much as I have. Huge congratulations go to all of our nominees and also to the winners. And thank you for watching. We really look forward to seeing you again next year for the awards, hopefully in person. Do take care, stay safe, and good night.